so what you're doing for this page is you're taking the numbers in this list, 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, and 36, and you are changing the base for this piece here, what used to be A. You're going to see what your outcome is for each of these. Now on the sheet that you have that goes along with this, what it's asking you to do is come up with a conjecture. Mooch told us that a conjecture was what?
Like what you thought of it.
What you think is going to happen, your guess, what your hypothesis is. Okay, so with your partner, you're going to work through this document. I think there's 4 more pages. And you're going to figure out what's happening every time we raise the base to the 1/2 power. What's happening every time we raise the base to the 1/3 power? So you're going to run through these numbers. You're using the list of numbers that they're giving you, and you're going to come up with some conjectures. And then when everybody has a pretty good idea, we'll come back together as a class to go over it. Okay? Okay with these? All right, so we looked at this first one, right? What happened when you raised everything to the 1/2 power? It's like taking the square root. Very good. So we can say that a to the 1/2 power is the same thing as the square root of a, right? How many people were right with their conjecture? Good. Okay. What's the index if it's obviously not written?
1.
2. What's the power to the a? 1. Okay, so let's look at the next one. All right, so the next one we were talking about raising things to the 1/3 power. What happened every time you raised one of these numbers, 1, 8, 27, 64, 125, and 216? What happened when you raised it to the 1/3 power? It's like taking the cube root. Very good. Okay. What's the index? What's the power to the a? Are we starting to see a pattern? See, I've got my 3s and I've got my 1s. Okay, so let's look at the next one. We should start to see a pattern emerging. To the 2/3 power. Who wants to give me their conjecture for this one? Edith, what do you got?
You got the cube root squared.
The cube root of a squared. Is she right? She is right. Nice job. How many people got that right? So do we see a pattern? What's happening with my denominator?
It's the index.
It's the index. And what's my numerator?
Power.
The power of the, what's the word? Radicand. Very good. All right. So we got that. I want somebody else. Give me the conjecture for a to the 3/4 power. Chris?
4th root of a to the 3rd power.
4th root of a to the 3rd power. How many people guessed that? Do we see a pattern now? So this last one, our general, should be easy. Uh-oh. Don't do that. Mr. Bliss, you're going to fix my computer. Okay, so a to the nth power. What is my general rule?
And a to the n power. Yeah, with
The nth root of a to the n. Good. Were we right? So what happens? What's the general rule every single time? Where does the denominator go? The index. And where does the numerator go? The power to the radicand. So that is our general rule for these, okay? We're going to do some practice with these now on how to actually use these with numbers and more than one term in the radicand, okay? So, unfortunately, I copied the wrong sheet, so you're going to have to follow along with what's going to be on the board. So, just bear with me for a second here. This is what we're going to be looking at. Everybody needs to take out a piece of scrap paper, or you can write it if there's spare room on the back of the sheet we were just on. I don't know if there is or not. So, you need something to write with, scrap paper. All right, so we had a general rule, right? We said if we had a to the n over m, we could rewrite it as what? The nth root of a to the n, yes. Okay, so that's our general rule. What I want you guys to do is take these, and I want you to put them into radical form. Okay, so I want you to do the first 6, and then I'm going to have you guys do them for me with